Now, coming on to large numbers. Obviously, large numbers may have 5 digit, 6 digit, 7 digit and so on. So, let us see, the greatest 5 digit number here will be 99,999. Adding 1 to it, we get the smallest 6 digit number, which is 1 lakh. Similarly, to the greatest 6 digit number, that means 6 times you will write 9 here, and then we get, if we add 1 to it, we get the smallest 7 digit number, that is 10 lakh. Again, to the greatest 7 digit number, that means 7 times 9 written here. Now, to this if we add 1, we get the number 1 crore. And in this way, you can revisit the place value chart to find the numbers which come in the sequence. Like it starts from units, then tens, hundreds, thousands, then 10,000s, then lakhs, then 10 lakh, then crore and 10 crore and so on. The chain continues. Now, in the next part, how can we write a number by using comma? Because if we don't put comma, it becomes tedious for us to read the number. So, putting comma in the number actually helps us to read the number and to write it in words in a proper manner. And for this, we use system of numerations. And one such system is Indian system of numeration, which includes the numbers, the places like ones, tens, 100, 1000, 10,000, lakh, 10 lakh, crore, 10 crore and so on. So if there is a number 923888405, it becomes difficult for us without putting comma in between them that what number is it to read, right? So let us write the number and we put commas here. Now to put comma, there are certain rules to be followed. So in Indian system of numeration, the first comma is placed before the hundreds place. So the hundreds place here is 4, the digit here is 4. So we put the first comma before 4. Okay. So it is, the first comma comes before hundreds place. So before hundreds place you put a comma and it separates the thousands place. Next we put the second comma before the 10,000, because see here in this if we include, we notice there are different periods in this. So 100,000, so 100, tens and ones, they constitute a single period. Similarly, 1000 and 10,000 will constitute a single period. Then lakh and 10 lakh will constitute a single period, and crore and 10 crore will constitute a single period. So all the periods are separated by commas. So here we put a comma between them, again between them and between these. So in this way it becomes very easy for us when we put comma to read the number also. Now how to read the number? So it's very simple. Now read it as 92 crores, 38 lakh, then we have 88,000. Now read it as 405. So the number as a whole, it's easy now to read, right? It becomes 92 crore 38 lakh 88,405. So comma helps us to read the number in a proper manner and easier way also. Now, same way we can say there is another system of numeration, that is international system of numeration. There we have to separate the numbers, we put comma with a gap of every 3 numbers. Because as we have seen in Indian system of numeration, there is a separate system, international system also. And in international system, how do we write the number? Let me explain it in this only. If the same number is given in international system, we used to write it as, see, these 3 will remain same. Units, tens, 100 still remain same. 1000, 10,000, then what we have? So 1000 is as it is, then we have 10,000, then we have 100,000. After 100,000, then next group will come. So in international, there is a group of 3 and then it is separated by a comma. So the next, the before one, then we have millions, then 10 million and then we have 100 million. So this period will be of millions. So how do we read the same number in international system? Let's see. We make a group of 3 starting from the rightmost side, 3, then comma, then a group of 3 digits, then a comma, then a group of 3 digits. And let us read it like 923. If you just read this, it will be 923. and it falls under the period of million. So we say 923,888,405. So the same number will be read in Indian system separately in different manner and in international system in another manner. So always put comma before you write the number given in words, or if you are writing the numeral name for it. So I think comma will help you in making your writing part more easier. So use that. Now switching on to the next part here, we have some exercises like insert comma suitably according to Indian system of numeration, and then you have to write the number. So if this is a number and I ask you what is that number, it becomes difficult for you. So what you do, you put comma in them and you can easily see comma in this manner. Now the first and the rightmost will be the hundreds part, the hundreds period. Then you have the thousand, then you have lakhs, and then you have crore. So it's very simple to read the number as 8 crore 75 lakh 95,762. In the same way, you can put comma in the second number also and can read that as 74 lakh 52,283. Next is, if you read this by putting comma, 3, then 2 and then 2. So 35 lakh 46,283. So isn't it simple now for you? The exercise for you here will be to write the same number in international system of numeration also. So try that on your own. And let us switch on to the next part here. In the next part, we'll deal with large numbers in practice. You must have read about very large numbers, like which consist of more than 8 digit, 9 digit, and sometimes very smaller numbers also, which are in decimals. So how we can represent that number, very large number or very small numbers? And measurement, basically we are actually measuring them, right? So measurement is basically a process of assigning a number to an attribute. Attribute is a property according to the value on the set of rules. Let's discuss it in detail. For example, if you want to measure some length, what units you will use? You may use a scale and or an inch tape. That means you are using a centimeter, millimeter, or an inch, or maybe meter, maybe kilometer to measure a certain length. Similarly, if you want to measure certain weight, you may use different things to measure them. Also, if you want to measure capacity, you may use different instruments again to measure the capacity. That means volume. For weight, you may measure it in kilograms or grams, okay, or milligram, or in any other units. But there is different units to measure length, to measure weight, and to measure the capacity of certain thing. So here we introduce some large numbers and some very small numbers. For example, if you see on a scale, on a ruler, we usually see millimeters on this. We use a centimeter also on this. Okay, we can say from 0 to 10, there are 10 centimeters, and 0 to 1 is 1 centimeter, and in that 1 centimeter, there are 10 small divisions, and each division is of 1 millimeter. So in 1 centimeter, there are 10 millimeters. Similarly, we can say there are 10 centimeters here in this. And when we want to measure something like distance from one place to another, we measure it in kilometers. Okay, so these are the different units to measure length of anything. Similarly, when we come to weight, you need to measure weight. It may be measured in milligrams, gram, or kilogram. You must have seen a weighing machine, okay, and digital weighing machine also. So there are different instruments to actually measure them, but they also have different units to measure. Okay, so here we will be concentrating on the units of measurement. Now for capacity, you may measure it in milliliter or you may measure it in liter, and these are the standard units for measurement. Of length, we say it is meter. For weight, it is gram. For capacity, it is liter. These are the standard units of measurement.